it became a cult movie. Somehow, the cult audience, the people who are looking for strange movies, have adapted this movie.
Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about Ninja 3 The Domination, a Canon Films classic with the director Sam Firstenberg. And if you're not familiar with the title, or if you want to be caught up to speed or get a refresher, here's the storyline. The body of a sexy aerobics instructor is invaded by the evil spirit of a dying ninja. At first, changes in her behavior is limited to having strange interactions with an arcade game, doing sexy things with V8 juice, and being attracted to an unusually hairy police officer. But soon enough, she's systematically killing, ninja style, the officers responsible for the ninja's death and can only be stopped by another ninja. That's really the plot of this film, and I think they could really only make a movie like that in the 80s, 1984 specifically. So let's hear about how this crazy idea came about.
This was the dream of every company. Can they convince one of the studios to release one of their movies, independent movies? Canon was trying and was not successful. When we had Revenge of the Ninja, they showed it around, and MGM liked the movie, and MGM picked it up for distribution. So this was the first time for Canon. Canon was a young company. This was the first movie for Canon that a major distribution company picked up a movie and took it out. MGM took out Revenge of the Ninja in style. They created beautiful poster. People are familiar with this red poster, Shokasugi flying in the sky. This was created by MGM. Huge campaign, radio, television campaign. They opened the movie with like 800 prints on the what they used to call East Coast, and they then moved the 800 print to the West Coast. Good distribution, and the movie had a success. Relatively, I mean, it's not a James Bond, obviously, but relatively, it has a success for such a low budget independent movie. So obviously, what do the Canon wants? What do they want to do? They want to make another sequel right away, because we are making money, you know.
Yeah.
So Menachem Kolan, the head of the company, calls me in, and Jim Silk, the writer, and he said he wants to make another movie. The company wants to make a sequel, but for some reason, which until today I don't know the answer, they did not want Shokasugi to be featured as the hero of the movie. I don't know if they had a financial dispute. I don't know what happened until today. Maybe Sho will tell us one day.
Yeah, he
Sho is not having a podcast. Maybe he will tell us. But anyway, they didn't want. They wanted something different. Now, at the time, there were like some success to movies with the female heroes, with the heroine, Sigourney Weaver, Flashdance. You know, it was a wave of success. So Menachem Golan, let's make a movie with a woman, with an actress, rather than an actor as a hero. But for me, what do I care? It's I'm a hired director. It's a company. The company makes the decision, and it's quite a challenge. So I told him, okay, let's do it. So it was decided. Then, but Shokasugi was still involved in the movie. He had a deal with them for 2 movies, I guess. So they still wanted him in the movie, but not in the main hero part. So, and yet, Shokasugi is the master. Shokasugi is the brains. Shokasugi is behind Ninja. We need him on the set to make a good Ninja movie. Okay. So we presented to him the idea, and he didn't like the idea at all. Obviously, the first reason is he was upset. How come such a successful movie and they don't want to repeat the same formula that he's the hero? We just finished with Revenge of the Ninja, was such a success in the box office. And secondly, he told us, a woman ninja will not work. There is no such a thing. Now, the truth is, from what I've seen, by then I already knew about Hong Kong movies, because Shokasugi introduced me to the Hong Kong cinema, martial arts cinema. So I knew that here and there in the movies, you would see a female ninja, but always as evil groups, bunch of women who are coming and sowing all kind of troubles, but never ninja woman by herself in the leading part. So we had a conundrum here. We wanted him very much in the movie. He vetoed the idea. He said, "I'm not going to participate in such a movie." And we didn't know how to come up. What should we do? So Jim Silk and myself, the writer and myself, at some point we came up with this idea that the woman, the leading character of the movie, she will be possessed by a ninja spirit. She is not really a ninja. Behind her, there is a ninja who is an adversary with Shokasugi. They are at odds with each other, but he dies. And his spirit is embedded in her. His spirit transferred to her. That's a poltergeist idea, you know, or any of those horror movies idea that a spirit transfer from one person to another. And now she's fighting on behalf of the dead ninja. So it's not her powers. And eventually, at the end of the movie, somehow the spirit will go back to the dead ninja, and the final fight will be between Shokasugi, that he has to save her, like you know, exorcism type of a thing. Get the ghost, the spirit, out of her, and fight his adversary, the bad ninja. So Shokasugi agreed to this idea. So this was the beginning. We had to start from. There was no script. So we had to start from this point and move on. And Jim Silk, the writer, he wrote this script. And since we were already there, and since Poltergeist, The Exorcist was popular, the Poltergeist was popular, Flashdance was popular, Aliens was popular. So we kind of combined elements from all those movies together with our ninjas ideas. And that's how we came up with this hybrid type of a movie that has all kinds of genres mixed together. Now, at first, when we finished the movie looked very odd. I must admit that it did not have the same success of Revenge of the Ninja in the box office, in popularity. It did not reach the popularity of Revenge of the Ninja. So Shokasugi was right, eventually. You know, we have to admit that he was right. But strangely enough, through the years, 40 years later, 30 years, this year is 40 years later.
Wow.
And the movie is from 1984. And it became a cult movie. Somehow, the cult audience, the people who are looking for strange movies, have adapted this movie. And it became like the same group of the Room or the all of those cult movies that are usually playing at 12 o'clock at midnight in small theaters around the country. Actually, there is a screening in Canada next month. I was asked to do an introduction, a screening of a 40 years anniversary, a screening in Canada, in Toronto, Ninja 3: The Domination. So it became a cult movie, and it's hard to predict. I would tell you, 40 years ago, I would not imagine in my wildest dream that this movie will survive and will become a favorite of the cult audience. For the first 10 years, the movie was forgotten. You know, it played in the theater, when the VHS cassettes, and then it was forgotten, and nobody ever asked me about it, and nobody mentioned. And then, as you said, 12 years later, like 20 years ago, I started to see it blooming and coming up, and more and more and more, and screenings, and I'm invited, and then I was invited to film festivals where they're showing it. And here in downtown, there is a club here in downtown LA called the Secret Movie Club. They had a screening, and I went to the screening, and people came out dressed as ninjas, and they know all the lines of the movie by heart. And then I found out that Tarantino has his own copy, 35 millimeter copy of Ninja 3: The Domination in his collection. It's unbelievable what happened to this movie. In my opinion, unbelievable.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching till the end. If you liked the video, of course, hit that like button. And for more Sam Firstenberg and to find out whatever happened to him, make sure to click this video. And a really great martial artist and actor that he had worked with, if you ever want to know what happened to David Bradley, click that video.